So Tesla earnings are tomorrow, and you know what that means.
Code red.
Oh no. Okay, so we, and for real, that's actually coming from Wall Street Dan Ives. He's the biggest bull on Wall Street. He's the guy who wears the clown suits. I'm serious. He wears like pink and purple.
Cool.
Yeah. And he's always like, yeah, man, Tesla's going to be worth $1,000 a share, man. So he's actually signaling the code red. He also used the phrase brand tornado storm. The basic gist of it is like, there could be a lot of pain tomorrow in Tesla earnings.
Tornado, blow everything up, tear down everything.
Yeah, it's Elon Musk, Tesla tornado. Now, if you're holding Tesla stock this year, you're down about half your money, which is pretty crazy.
So what's the people who always worship there's Tesla go to the moon, those kind of people?
Yeah, so if you've been following their YouTube channels, they're really falling off because there's only so much BS that you can spew. And remember the original Tesla fans were all about alternative energy, new technology, and now suddenly they've all turned into Trumpers. And so if you're not into Trump, a lot of these channels are like, what are you guys talking about? Why aren't we talking about cars anymore? And the reason why they don't talk about cars is because the Tesla's got nothing new.
Nothing, and they got delayed, they got canceled.
Yeah. And we had some really interesting news today in Tesla China. They're having a really hard time selling the cars. So what's going on now? We had some interesting details.
So even their employee, they have to work 7 days a week.
Yeah, 7 days a week.
And 9 to 10. Not 1 hour, 13 hours.
It's really a lot.
7 days.
Yeah.
And they have to, suppose they sell a car a day.
Yeah, one a day.
Yeah, one a day, but they only can sell 3, 4 a week. And plus, before they say they don't have to explain what the car is, so what's the brand about it, but they have to really hard selling. They have to call customer. Oh, did you decide yet?
Yeah. But part of it as well is they're asking people to work more, and they're not paying them more. So basically, turnover is really high. The employees quit, and they got to rehire every month. Because if Elon says work 7 days a week, 13 hours, and you're not getting paid more,
but actually that's what they want in USA right now.
Nobody wants to work. Well, okay, that's what Elon Musk wants people to do, but no one wants to work that much.
Even Chinese doesn't want to do it.
And for those of you who've ever worked in sales, it's a hassle to call up someone all the time. Are you gonna buy it? Are you gonna buy it? Oh,
sometimes they're very mean. Stop calling me,
Yeah, and so that's why you quit. It's not really reflectively good on the brand if you have to beg your customers to buy said thing. You're in a position of strength where the brand sells itself.
Yeah, plus they don't even have a new model.
Yeah, they haven't had anything new for a while.
They have to sell old models.
So, Tesla calls it refreshed, which is
refreshed of what?
Maybe they changed the headlights or so in cars you say platform. So it's the same design basically, but they'll change a few things or maybe they've
screw.
Yeah, maybe update a few screws. It's basically the same car. They haven't
removed the cameras.
Yeah, right. Well, that was actually part of the description. Was before they were talking about that you would de-content something, so take out content in order to reduce price. Because a big call for Tesla, and Elon's kind of promised it he promised a lot of things, but is to make it affordable Tesla, basically, right? Affordable Tesla for Elon would be something, say, under 30,000, for example.
But he just give out the can.
What's that?
A can. We say that without no option car, we call it can in Korea. Oh. You just get a can car.
Yeah, because when we say under 30K, a new model, a decent, accessories or we want to call options. The problem is for Tesla is the BYD. I think the BYD's cheapest car is $10,000.
Yeah, and you were mentioned just BYD, but there's other brand that we don't even know in China.
There's a lot. So the bigger ones would be a Neo, a Li Auto, BYD, Xiaomi. It's got something. But then there's like 30 maybe little ones that have very small market share. But when the price comes in 1/3 of the price of Tesla, you're like, hey, why not?
Why not?
The other thing that Tesla's doing these days, and this all relates to earnings because the big question is, what are their numbers going to be when we know that they're really struggling? That's why earnings are interesting. They're also offering 0% financing, so they're kind of taking a loss basically to get these cars out the door. Cybertrucks keep stacking up in the parking lots.
Actually, that costs money too, right?
Oh, that's a good point.
To maintain.
That's a good point. Even though
to just
yeah, you gotta wash it theoretically and pay for the land that it's on or whatever. But no, I mean if you are maintaining, because there was because there was a time, I want to say, I think it was in Germany. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I remember. Well, actually, every now and then you'll see photos pop on the internet of like, look at all these Cybertrucks just sitting around. But I think it could have been Florida too. It could be both. But there was a situation where they were putting cars in like field, like grass field, which isn't really good because then bugs can crawl onto the cars, and if no one's there to wash it, then the car gets ruined, etc. And there's been a lot of rumors that Tesla's been sort of, what's the right word? Well, you could say outright lying if you want to say that, fudging numbers, whatever, but that they're hiding how many are not sold. So that's why it's a sensitive topic when someone takes a picture of all these unsold Teslas.
Yeah, they can, they have several, the Elon has a several company. They can just sell each other's.
Yeah, theoretically, and pretend, or they can count a lease.
Yeah, rent
as being a sale, or when someone brings back a car, they can try to double sale thing. They can do all sorts of sneaky accounting stuff. What saved them last time in their earnings, I don't know if you remember, but they counted their Bitcoin.
And I remember that they said they had a lot of cash.
Well, the cash thing moved around though. Remember we talked about that, right? So we're not. I'll just say there's questionable things with accounting over at Tesla. Their CFO, so their one quit about a year or so ago. Their current one, he keeps dumping stock. So if you subscribe to their updates, you'll get an email basically like once every couple of weeks that he's selling stock. Seriously. And then the board of directors also selling stocks. And Elon brothers selling stocks. Yeah,
just except you, everyone's selling stock.
So what's going on is Tesla won't go to zero yet because Elon can't sell. Theoretically, his stock is locked up still. So if they ever resolve that, because the fanboys all like, oh, give Elon his pay package, he'll just start dumping shares on you and just go to Twitter and XAI. So be careful what you wish for. There's a couple questions. This is coming from Business Insider. They have 6 questions of what to look for in earnings, and I'll start with the first one. So the first one will be, 1, what is the impact of Elon Musk's backlash on Tesla bottom line? Meaning that people don't like Elon. So what are the numbers going to shake out to be, right?
Well, I don't know. From Korea, people asking Elon's going back to Tesla. People want him back to Tesla right now, or he.
So Wall Street, the Dan Avitt guys would prefer if he goes back to Tesla. His phrasing was something like, Musk is Tesla and Tesla's Musk. Like you can't really separate them. And in a normal company, they would have fired him already.
Sure.
And I mean, if your CEO doesn't go to work, plus, I mean, why would you keep the guy on?
It's not just this kind of situation. He's working for Dodge right now. It's part of government, so you shouldn't have a private company.
Yeah. I mean, legally, conflict of interest. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's okay. So let's say theoretically you did have a private company and you worked in government. You should be working in government that has nothing to do with your company. But in Elon's situation, for example, there's investigations on Tesla.
Sure.
So he fires the people who are investigating him. I mean, it's so obviously ridiculous, right? It's like the Joker firing Batman, basically, right? Batman, you're fired. Okay, so the one is going to be, how is people who don't like Elon, how's that going to affect their numbers, the bottom line? Number 2, a possible end date for Elon Musk at Doge. Like in the earnings report, are they going to say, okay, I'm officially done on this particular day, right?
I don't know he's going to do that, you think?
Okay, so the thing with Elon, he's not stupid. Well, he's stupid in some ways, but in other ways he's just not stupid. So he knows when to leave a company, right?
Yeah.
Or
escape.
Yeah, or another way to put it is, for example, PayPal, whatever.
Or
what's that?
He knows how to protect his asset.
Okay, there's a lot to unpack. So first I'll say, in the PayPal situation or other companies, he gets forced now. People just don't like him, right? So the other thing is he's a gambler. So in the book written about him by the Isaacson book, you can find my review on it, but I'll just tell you the gist of it. He describes Elon's gambling strategy. So Elon's gambling strategy is just to bet everything, lose, bet everything, lose, bet everything, lose, and then bet everything once and then win and then quit. So that kind of strategy, it's basically based luck.
Yeah.
So
you just and then in their biology, they say you keep trying until you success, right?
yeah. So I mean, if you look at Elon as being, you know, super lucky, hey, he got lucky with the PayPal situation or whatever, or lucky
And
with
they
Tesla,
could
but
do it because they have money.
yeah, but I think he's got it's such a different environment when he started Tesla because they were the only game in town. Guys, you know, these days you can get a pretty nice electric Hyundai, electric Kia. You can get a pretty good electric BYD, right?
World hates Tesla.
Yeah. You have other options, and I'll keep going, like electric BMW, electric Mercedes, et cetera, right? There's this. Actually, I take that back. I'm not sure exactly. I know for sure BMW, but I know that you know there's just other options out there, and there's not a new model from them. Then number 3, an update on the more affordable Tesla. So basically, when is the cheaper Tesla going to come out? So the problem with Elon and the cheaper Tesla is if Elon positions themselves, the Tesla, to be a premium brand, you kind of destroy your brand if you put in a low cost vehicle, right? So you have that challenge. And then in the low cost market, the margins are really thin, really thin margins. And then you have a lot of competition in the low. So, you know, the more premium, you know, electric vehicles you're facing. Genesis is a good example.
Sure.
I would take a Genesis well over that. And we've driven those things. Those things are nice. Yeah, but there's a lot of cars out there. You don't have to buy a Tesla. So, but is the affordable Tesla going to come? Good luck with that. Number 4, robotaxi service rollout in Austin. So he promised that in June they'll have the robotaxis running around Texas. Very soon. Yeah, but it's not going to happen.
In 2 months, yeah.
He's going to blame something. He'll blame the tariffs, or he'll blame the weather. I highly doubt it. They keep bragging that, oh, hey guys, we can drive our Tesla robotaxis around the parking lot. Wow. And it's no joke. The Tesla like fanboys, they put on their social media, look at guys, they're going around the parking lot. Look how awesome that is. And it's just like, who follows these people? But they are losing viewers and subscribers. So there's only so much you can lie to someone, basically, and pretend that, you know, it's awesome. What about the Optimus humanoid robot? That'll be an interesting question, what they say about that. The promise is that we're all going to buy 5 robots. And I think the robots are going to cost, wow, they claim.
Yeah, and you don't have to work, right?
Like, yeah. Well, and you're gonna buy 5 robots. They're gonna cost, I don't know, $30,000.
5 robots, then 1 robotaxi working for you.
Yeah. So okay, so you got to buy a robotaxi, 5 robots. So that's 6 at 30,000. So about 180,000. We'll call it 200. So for $200,000, you can be part of the full Tesla ecosystem, and I guess just live on your couch and and have your dream. And then number 6, the impact of Trump tariffs, which is really a problem. Yeah. Right, so every car manufacturer is getting hit by this, and the question is, what about Tesla? And I guess number 7, I'll add, not in the business side, they're not going to say that, but how much will they lie? Because I'll make a video after the earnings report, because if you read the headlines and you just read the transcript, it's not the same if you listen to Elon. Yeah, you can tell when he's lying. He'll kind of stumble his words a lot. He'll laugh. He'll change his words. Yeah. Do you remember the Roadster thing?
Yeah, we would like to make it.
Yeah, so he's like, well, we would like to make. Oh, I mean, we are making it, right? Yeah. So they'll do that kind of thing, but that won't really show up in the article. So they could say something like, oh, well, we would like to have the robotaxi next. I mean, it's coming, guys, right? It's like So and then I'll add a number 8 question. Will Elon be smoking something or on something? Because oftentimes he sounds drunk in the calls. I'm serious.
Or there is a baby crying.
Or a baby crying. And he's playing video games, so we'll see.
And you gotta hear the clicking sound.
Yeah, and that's a true story. He actually tweets out him playing video games, and you hear like kids screaming in the background and stuff like that. It is a drama over at Tesla. This is a really interesting story to watch. And for those of you who are kind of casually interested, the reason why this is important, if Elon Musk sinks, then Elon Musk has no more influence, and he basically disappears because no one actually likes him. They just like his money, frankly. That's all they like. So that's all we got to say. We'll catch you tomorrow, and that's a preview of Tesla. So catch you next video. Bye.